I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth.
That was MAGA Senator John Kennedy telling Donald Trump exactly how excited he was for Melania to be out of town. And don't worry, I've included that full clip later in the video for your amusement, but Kennedy is just one of the many anti-LGBT book-banning right-wing snowflakes whose attacks on our freedom of speech just got absolutely torched by a legal settlement won by a Wyoming librarian. Kinda like this.
This is what I will do to the growing books when I become Secretary of State.
Let's go. Welcome to the main event.
Yeah, more on that nut job in a minute. She's a real peach.
Islam is the religion of incest and pedophilia, where they bow down to a stupid rock and a false prophet. I will never mention real life.
And at a time where Republicans are still burning and banning books as well as attacking our fundamental rights, this one Wyoming librarian's victory for the First Amendment serves as a glimmer of hope in an increasingly bleak environment.
In 1933, in April, Nazi German students decided to organize a nationwide book burning program to eliminate foreign influence, to purify German culture as they saw it.
Before we get to Terry Leslie's stunning victory for freedom of speech for all, it is worth noting that she had to go through hell to get it.
I can't let these people take away my home.
Now this town,
Gotta enjoy it.
has a story Terry wishes never had to be written.
This is the library.
One that closes the book on her career.
It's weird to be here as a patron instead of an employee. It is. I guess I need to own it.
Terry worked at the Campbell County Library for 27 years. The last 10 of them were as the library's director. That ended last July. After 27 years, all that's left are 27 boxes.
When you work in a library, you're helping people and they love you. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you have people mad at you. I have an EEOC charge of discrimination. Goes through step by step of what happened at the library.
In June 2021, Campbell County Public Library posted about Pride Month,
That one little post
recommending a few books for teens to check out.
created quite the series of events.
29 books were questioned in the months that followed the post, up from 0 the year before.
There was a group of people who organized to come after me and come after the library because of the LGBTQ books.
She believes in casual sex, lesbian sex, every kind of sex is fine for children.
Pornography, using that term was really distressing to me.
It was like every other minute they called it graphic and that she was exposing children to pornography and obscenity.
Iris Halpern is a Denver attorney representing Terry. At first, the library board supported Terry's decision to keep sex ed and LGBTQ books on the shelves. Then, 4 new board members were appointed.
These residents demanded that the books be removed.
They had a different idea of what should be in the library.
There's going to be kind of fringe groups in the community that are going to target these librarians, people like Terry Leslie, until they finally cave in or get terminated.
For 25 years, this was my dream job. And the last 2 years, they've been pure hell. And I don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows.
We love you, Terry.
We love you, Terry.
It's hard to describe, but you're coming to the end of a long fight. And was it worth it? Yeah. Look at all these people here who believe in the First Amendment, who believe in libraries. Look at what they're here doing. And so it makes me a little emotional, but it's great to have that support.
And today, Terry's fight proved well worth it as she was awarded a $700,000 settlement from the county. And even though, under the settlement, the defendants do not admit any wrongdoing, I think their actions speak way louder than their words here. Leslie's attorney put out a statement saying, "We hope at least that it sends a message to other library districts, other states, other countries, that the First Amendment is alive and strong, and that our values against discrimination also remain alive and strong." It may seem crazy that we still have to deal with this book banning bullshit in the year of our Lord 2025, but this shit very much has been and still is on the rise.
LGBTQIA books they deem to be critical race theory, but were actually books on the history of racism, slavery in the United States, or representing black voices, were overwhelmingly being targeted by these demands to remove books.
But sex and gender are now overwhelmingly the subject matter being attacked. Parents, when they're sending their kids to school, they should not have to worry about this garbage being in the schools.
Ammunition for Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis's War on Woke. Books like Gender Queer, an intensely polarizing exploration of gender identity at the center of the book battles.
It is a graphic novel, so certainly it's more in your face, but it's not intended to titillate. It's intended to provide a window onto one person's experience, not knowing their gender identity and needing to explore that.
Between 2020 and 2022, the number of individual titles challenged spiked more than 1,100%, from just over 200 to more than 2,500. Since 2021, school districts have banned books in 37 states, with Florida and Texas leading the pack.
And I'll be blunt here, when you're on the same side as someone like this nutjob, Valentina Gomez, who was a Republican candidate for Missouri Secretary of State in 2024 and thankfully lost, it's pretty clear which side of history you're on. And while the Supreme Court is attacking personal liberties like the equality of marriage, and young LGBTQ people are suffering severely higher rates of suicide and lack of mental health, it's really hard to see how depriving them of any representation by banning and burning books about their lived experience is in any way protecting the children. And for that reason, I'd like to give them a platform here by playing for you this great clip of Senator John Kennedy reading excerpts from a queer young adult book that, while explicit, is something people struggling with their identities or sexuality have every right under the First Amendment to hear. And in fact, I'd argue more Republican men should hear as well, because allegedly they're holding a lot in.
I put some lube on and got him on his knees, and I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated. He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my ass, and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close quote. All boys aren't blue. The second is another much discussed book. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called Gender Queer. Okay? Let me read an excerpt from that. Quote, I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside of me. End quote.
Thanks for watching, folks. Huge shout out to that librarian for winning that giant First Amendment battle there. And if you care about other people and access to our First Amendment rights, then join our resistance here at Really American. Drop a like on the video, subscribe, and for Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I'll see you guys in the next one.